Okay, so I did a little practice run of recording, and that didn't go very well. And I had been thinking about Scott's higher self, and then it just occurred to me, oh, duh, I should be connecting and getting help with this. And then I got that Scott's higher self wants to help. So, I have a needy cat. Excuse me. There you go. Okay. I can't remember if I got a name the other day. Yeah, but I'm getting like a small name like Iota. Anyway, not that it matters. So, but thank you. Um, yeah, thanks for joining me. And yeah, I'm gonna pause and ground. Larry. It's too early for all of that. Okay. Been up since 4 in the morning. Uh it's 5:30 now. It's 5:49. Okay. So Scott's higher self. I know it's a four-letter name. Now I'm seeing like Enid. I was seeing like Iota. You like Iota better? Okay. So, and I feel like there's some kind of chart for us to make. Uh, it's 14. Okay. So help me out. Maybe don't use Scott as an example. I mean, you could, but I'm looking for like a more general understanding right now than just how it applies to Scott. Okay. So she's saying first there's mental health illness. Mental illness? Sorry. First there's mental illness. Uh, okay. Oh, can you please stop doing whatever this is? That hurts. Thank you. Okay. Mental illness. So, and it causes pain, emotional, psychological, self-image. Okay. Um, okay. That turns into need for greater self-care. Okay. Depression, trauma-related mental illness is what she's talking about. Okay. Need for greater self-care. Lower vibration happening. Uh, or extended bouts or periods of time. Got it. So, like an episode or a chunk of time. Okay. Continued lack of appropriate level of self care. Extraneous energies come to feast. Yikes. And okay. Am I getting that right? Okay. Please continue. I'll have questions after, I'm sure. But Okay. Well, I don't want to interrupt your flow. Do you have anything else about this? Not really. Okay. So, and this is why I got out of bed, is because the thought of, let's say, who are those energies or what are those energies, if that's even like the right question, and why would they come to feast? What do they actually benefit? What benefit do they get from feasting? All right. Well, okay. So, negative energy is still available energy. Okay. Okay. They like attention and some company. Okay. I was wondering, is it like entertainment for them? Like, is it fun to watch somebody feel like they're losing their freaking mind and not really fun, but engaging? Okay. I'm getting a little confirmation chills on that. Okay. Can you tell me more about engaging? Ouch, not on this side either, please. That feels like the operative word here. Belonging, uh, being crazy together, being sure of yourself. Am I getting that right? And your limitations? Okay. No, we're talking about those energies that would feast. That's what you're saying that about, right? Pretty much. Okay. Because we're not even really talking about the person who's experiencing this. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Being sure of yourself and your limitations. Wow. Okay. Am I seeing this right? Okay. So, let's say the impact. So what she's showing is they can make on a person and their human experience. So what she was showing was, let's say, an energy. The word possessing is coming to mind. I'm not sure why, but anyway. And like if they want to create a visual inside somebody's head of something fantastic, like Fantastic Beast, not like fun fantastic, but whatever. This is kind of a litmus test for their abilities. Wow. Is there anything else you want to say about that? Okay. So as you're saying that, now I'm thinking, oh, like Omar and his choice to show up as the demon. I mean, I saw a mask. So was that Omar's mask? He can represent himself as many things. Okay. And why did he choose? So is that the right next question? Yeah. Because we're trying to keep it off of Scott for right now. And is Scott gonna? I think Scott may feel us talking. I don't want to disturb him. It's very early in the morning, so I hope he doesn't wake up. Can you? I'm not going to ask you to detach yourself. That's weird. I don't know why that question came in, but yeah, I just want to be really mindful of whatever impact any of my actions have on him. So I assume, okay, she's saying I'm being responsible or I'm handling it responsibly. Okay, thank you. Okay, so, and does that make them feel powerful? That seems like somebody who's looking to feel powerful. So she's saying, okay, lonely and depressed energy, always and in always needs and wants, desires to feel the surge of electricity and power. Okay. Wow. So it sounds like there's like juice in it for them. Well, now I want to help them. Of course, I'm like, who the fuck am I to help anybody? But we can all help people. We can all help others. Interesting. Okay. So hold on. Okay. And then hold on here. Projective identification. Okay. Interesting. So now what she's saying, so projective identification is when, and this is related to certain, one in particular personality disorder, where somebody creates, how do you even say that? They say things and do things to create for another person, like how they're feeling about themselves. So, um, who used to do that? I'm trying to think of one of the kids. I mean, really, who I'm thinking about is a family member who was struggling very much in life with their own issues. And they're very close with their parents. And it seems that, well, I don't want to talk about that because that's not a good idea. Well, I'm not going to put that in the episode, but anyway, but it's the idea of doing things to make that other person feel pretty much what you're feeling, whether it's like helpless or powerless or frustrated. Um, yeah. And it's a way of not feeling, of feeling less alone. So she's saying about these energies, they haven't gone into the light. Am I saying that right? They haven't connected with the light, haven't gone into the light, merged, emerged. Sorry. I just want to see what my friend sent. No, nothing really. Okay. Okay, and I'm getting some sensation right over here. So what does this mean? It makes your brain hurt. Well, actually, this is making more sense to me right now. My brain wasn't really feeling anything before, not in a good way. And now it's like, oh, wait a minute. Nobody enjoys suffering alone. Wow. Suffering much less alone. Doing it alone. Okay. And would you say that's the case? She's saying 99%. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, and you were starting to tell me why they feel alone because we could theorize that energetic beings have access to all of it, don't they? All the, yeah. She's saying you could say that about people here, where they have access to, much more resources than they think or believe, and that they stay stuck. And she's bringing up the idea of joining. Like I was thinking of, maybe with an energy that's ready, I could ask my aunt who is on the other side. And I don't know if she's still a greeter, but she's kind of a greeter, but joining them. I don't know if she'd be up for that, but no, I'm getting a sensation in my lower legs. Okay. So I didn't ask what this means, and I'm trying to be better about asking when I get something what that means, because I know it means something. So, okay. Oh, you already told me could make your brain hurt. Okay. And so the chills on my legs, because those aren't confirmation chills. So is that it? Is that a recognition of what I said about Aunt Sandy? And are there, so is that something Aunt Sandy would be willing to do? And are there other like greeters or guardians? I'm getting guardians that can come and, yeah, kind of like hook arms with who that is, and welcome them and give them some company. Okay. A company and welcome slash invite. Okay. Okay. So saying it like that, these are like attachments or entities. Very much. Okay. So like that's Omar. Okay. Okay. There. Got it. Okay. All of those kinds of beings? How much of it, not using Scott as an example right now, but in general, people who experience that, you know, uh, visual hallucinations and, you know, how much of that is an energy or an entity or a spiritual experience versus like their brain malfunctioning? So are you serious? For everybody? For most people? 10? 1? Sorry. Yeah, my pencil even broke on that one. separate from other mental health issues. So, like if you have depression, that exacerbates everything she's saying. Okay. So 1% is brain malfunction, 99% entity. Getting some chills now. Okay. So is that another message? Okay. You don't need general rules. You could say majority. Okay. Minority. You're right. Majority. Thank you. Thank you for that. You're right. Okay. Okay. Wow. So I just want to clarify. So it sounds like you're saying that if somebody was being worked with, somebody who's experiencing what's considered schizophrenic symptoms, worked with a medium, and that medium could interact with the energies or entities and then bring in guardians to help accompany them, let's say across the line of whatever, um, would would that actually would that be part of the solution? Okay. Yeah, they have to separate from the entity. Uh, Person, I'll just say person with symptoms, uh, need to separate unenmeshment from entity. And she's saying there is an attachment. Yeah. So, like, why? Like, I'm thinking of there was a child, a 9-year-old, when I worked in mental health, who saw, very disturbing images. So, why would whoever that entity is, why would they choose their family member? It's a familiar energy. Okay. Just like any attachment. Wow. Okay. So interesting. So I'm having a few thoughts. So there's, would the person feel a loss or have experienced grief when that entity is unattached? Of course. You're more lonely, discouraged, disappointed. Okay. Disappointed it couldn't get better together. Really, kind of. So is there a contract between that entity and that person? Is there a contract between, well, I don't want to say entity because that I don't want to be diminishing, but whoever that energy is and the person here, is there a contract between them? Can there be? Can that be one of a possible explanation that there is a contract between them? Okay, I'm getting a no. Okay, that they're more like a hanger on. Okay, not a contract. Okay. Okay. Um, so, and we were talking about grief. So would the person would experience grief, uh, experience relief as well as grief. Mm, because they never really felt alone. Is that right? Well, could have felt like, and I'm putting it in parentheses, positive attention because they felt their entities' attention. Yeah, I can get that. Grief. Okay. That's the person. Okay. And then the entity or energy. Uh, well, what else can you tell me about the person with the symptoms? They'd need to find another survival tactic uh, because mental health issues would not any longer rule their own personal world. Okay, yeah. So that includes, this includes raising and keeping a higher vibration, um, as well as internal, external, uh, better self care. Okay. Now, vibration versus, or an energy. And yeah, I feel like I should add attitude, influences all of our connections. Okay. Uh, so therefore, uh, want better friends, uh, enrich yourself and your life to suit a person who attracts and can nurture better friendships. Okay. Sleeping in the alley, coming off of hello cuppy drugs every night is not based in proper self-love, actualization, uh, nor positive friendship. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So this was okay, just to see where we started. Okay. Okay. So I need another sheet of paper. That's a lot. Okay, so I hear you about, you know, using drugs every night and all of that. Um, she's now she's bringing up like undiagnosed mental illness. Okay. I love that you have so much to say. Illness is a trap because people want to believe they are helpless. Uh, their energies feel depleted and they are hopeless. Okay. Therefore, a pill, a therapy group, uh, some substandard living situation, all may be contributors to their state of mental illness. Okay. Okay. Something else about that you want to share? Oh, okay. She's saying I feel a pressure when there's an idea that's coming. Makes sense. Bit of chill. Oh, that's cozier. Okay, thank you. Okay, and what is, sorry. She's saying undiagnosed mental illness like schizophrenia can lead to suicide. Um, because of the helplessness. And now she's showing words of like empowered and agency. No more unrelenting bad self-talk. Fuck it. If you're considering yourself useless or sabotaging any hope, may, you may want to feel about yourself you are showing no agency over your life. You made choices that led you to the same. Sorry, there was like a few ideas I think that were coming up, but to the same conclusions over and over again, negatively reinforcing and hence embedding negative self-beliefs. If you had believed this is temporary, my faith in God or in the universe can help me, and I'm worthy or strong enough to fight battles. Okay. In my own head. And we will be winning together. Then there be no need for outside influences. Need opening. That makes a lot more sense. So, translation. When you feel self-empowered, simply because you believe in yourself. as a powerful force of nature within ourselves. No entity can plant themselves and stay in your unwelcoming environment. Okay. Okay. And I feel like she's using me as an example. Okay. Noelle, she's saying, Noelle, you've been depressed most of your life. And there are plenty of times where negative entities and energies were welcomed because it aligned with your thinking. But now you've changed most of your lines of thinking to be more positive, and it doesn't align with the negative entities or energies that used to boggle my mind and accompany me in my negative outlooks. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. So if I experienced, oh, wow. And that just makes sense because the more like positively I do feel in general and lift my mood, I guess, because it's just a progression over time. And I know I've gotten happier. I've raised my own vibration over time, and I am so much more able to connect uh, with mediumship and people's loved ones. Yeah. Like even yesterday at an occupational therapy appointment, somebody's aunt came through, grandmotherly kind of energy, really sweet, lots of love. Um, my OT was really grateful for the message. And I got some nice hits about a good time, which she took as we just got back from a family vacation. I saw 9 years. She hadn't seen each other. They hadn't seen each other in 9 years. Um, I felt the love come through a lot. So there was a lot of I love yous. I saw a birthday cake. They had celebrated 2 birthdays on this family vacation. She brought in some stuff about her very deliberate style of parenting her son, which I think she connected with. Um, sorry, the grandmotherly energy brought that message in, and that he's doing really well. I don't know any of the challenges she may or may not have had with her child, but that seemed to be really well received. And again, lots of love, and that she was around during this gathering. Yeah, it was beautiful. And I know because she got the OT got chills and she could feel stuff like, she got her own sort of validations about that experience, which was really beautiful, actually. And I mean, tears were running down my face. Like the grandmotherly aunt was really close and it just felt so effortless. And I normally say that about uh, energetic beings, but not people in spirit. But it did feel that way, actually. So it does make it easier and easier. So interesting. Okay. She's saying, so you can see, you could come to your own conclusion about this for yourself. And now let's apply this generally, she's saying, that more people could stand to raise their own vibration. Exercise, nature, sunlight, moon time, one of those. She's showing the beach and having your feet in the sand, which I didn't do the other day. Listening to the ocean, and then showing something about somebody. So I'm seeing a person sitting at the beach listening to the ocean, and there's some way that I don't know if they're synchronizing with the waves, but there's something about that, like it's possible resetting of their energies, something like that. Okay. Um, she's showing somebody smoking pot when it relieves them of their anxiety. And then she's showing them looking very high and mellow. Uh, but then they more enjoy being themselves or being with themselves or with the people around them. She's saying it's not a prescription. don't don't say that. But for those who choose that method of self-care, like it it helps them. She's saying not recommending that for everyone. Yeah, some people don't do well with it. She's saying, yeah, I got that. Okay. Okie doke. And yeah. She's saying everybody needs a certain level of self-care. And she's bringing up like depression or PTSD. When you've been exposed to trauma or dullness slash like emotional deadness, then you need uplifting in general, like to work well. And she meant like job wise, right? Did you mean like with a job? Do you mean in general as well? Okay, yeah, for work. Um, and she's showing somebody who's showing up at work like they work in a movie theater or something, and they're just like dragging their feet along, and that that wouldn't help them keep a job or function well at the job. And then they also impact everybody else who comes around them. People are like, whoa, because they can feel that vibration of that negative energy. And yeah, and then this is back to, so that's a reminder. So people who aren't resonating with that kind of energy would avoid that person. But somebody, and she shows somebody who is quite like they're showing up as a very negative figure. Like I'm seeing like a blackened in I don't know what this is. Sort of like it reminds me of that book that I ordered actually. I can't remember his name, but I think his last name is Coss, Coss, where he drew mental health issues. And it's this sort of like jagged, his are more outlines, and this one is colored in with the black. Um, it's hard to even say that because it sounds kind of racist to me, but I don't mean it that way, of course. Um, but yeah, in this way, the black means avoid, a uh, void of energy. Anyway, it's that kind of figure with like this like sort of pointy, jagged head and body, and that being, she's showing eating popcorn and like enjoying the experience of seeing this other person with that kind of energy, because yeah, if I'm connecting with the experience of this uh, dark entity, let's say, um, yeah, they feel like one of the group. But this guy, this dark energy, what how I'm experiencing them is they actually have energy, whereas that person looks really drained, but this guy has energy. And I want to say there is an aspect of feeling a bit entertained watching this other person because they can really see them. They're not even seeing whoever else is there, but that's the person that they can really be focused on because it's a similar energy, and they'll take advantage. Just like a psychic, we'll call her Gina, took advantage of me. She recognized the darkness, the loneliness, the desperation in me, and she played upon it. And now she's saying there's a plague of um, helplessness and hopelessness that's been rebounding because of a political climate and environment, and people taking shared ideas and running with them like an ungoverned self. Like there's no stopping, there's no stoppage. It's a world turned upside down, where the evil thoughts and good people are mixed feelings together, have mixed feelings together in some new ways. And it's unimaginable what some good person might be willing to do to save themselves. And she's saying, and we assume uh, that beneath the surface, all people are good people when they're not acting on behalf of insecurity, uh, pompousness, and self deprivation or the fear of deprivation from an egoic. And that's she's saying, meaning from an egoic place, like lack of self work, self preservation, me first culture, me first environment, me first anything and everything, me first, 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 because I don't want to worry about myself. So I put my needs ahead of everyone first. And then maybe we'll see what's left for everyone else. And that's the culture of the societal environment uh, that's being stirred up right now. Yeah. And the ego wins when the battle is self versus others. With most people, the ego wins. Now, I just want to clarify, you're talking about the egoic mind. Yeah. People identify as what people identify as egoic mind. Yeah. Sorry, what people identify as ego is their own egoic mind, like survival, um, like a selfishness. Okay. She says, I don't know what to tell you other than that, but it's all full circle and full cycle. Okay. That's a lot of amazing information. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. She's saying, you're welcome. Uh, for the record, am I getting this right? We'll be keeping each other on track. Oh, you'll be helping Scott and I'll be helping you. Okay. And she's saying you'll be able to help Scott because I'm helping you. And I want to help you because you're helping Scott and many others, and even yourself. Yeah. Thank you, Iota. How did I do on getting your name right? No? You like that better? Iona? Okay. That was close, sister. That was close. Iona. I like that. It's unique. Suits you. You can if you want to. So she's offering to call me by my Hebrew name, which Papa calls me, which is Nahoma. I know. You need phlegm to say it, but anyway. Okay. Anything else? You're signing off? Okay. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you want me to share this with Scott, right? Yeah. Okay. You got it.